Hi everybody, welcome back to today's video. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you how I created this epic background for the flyer, also my choice of font for the theme, and then finally I'm also going to show you how I made the colors pop and then added all those glow effects to it. Also, these are the fonts I'm going to be using: Grow Bold, Montserrat, and then Rosalinda Aliamo. Those are the fonts I'm going to be using, and then these are the files that I'm also going to be using as well. So without further delay, guys, let's step into Photoshop. Let me show you step by step how I'm going to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my background. You can go here and go and click on new. I'm going to set it to pixels. I'll set to 2000, the height to 2000, the resolution to 300. I'm going to click on create. Also, I'm going to go to view, and then I'll go to new guides layout. I'm going to set it to 8 across board. Here I might set it to 60, or even leave it at 0, doesn't really matter. Click on OK. Our canvas is ready. Let's begin with our theme. And on our theme, I'll go to pick my text tool, right, and I'm going to type over here. I'm also going to pick the details. I'm going to pick our. Okay, let's pick our first, and then let's paste it there. Nice. Now guys, let's go to character. If you can't find it here, I want you to go to Windows and go and look for character over here. Click on it, and we are going to use Grow Bold. I'm going to leave it in the description for you. Click on it. Now the reason why I'm using Grow Bold is because the client said he wanted a bold font, solid font, okay, but he doesn't also want it to be too simple, and so he wanted it to be a little playful, and so this is what I choose. I had options, but I chose this one. I'm going to make sure this side is -15. That's the tracking. -15, and then I'm going to increase the size a little bit. Alright, so something like this is good. Great. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to double click it because I want to give it a solid a gradient overlay. I'm going to click here. I'll click on the gradient over there, double click this side. I'm going to choose these colors, double click here, and I'm going to choose 6C003D. Great. Click on OK. I'm going to come to this side. I'm going to choose FAB743. Great. I'll click over here and then click over here. Now when I set it to radial, I'll be able to see it over there. You can see it there. I'll click on reverse as well. I'll be able to see it here. Good. And I'm going to set this to 119. I'm talking about the angle there. And then this side, I'm going to set it to 30 thereabout. Great. I think it's too small. Let's increase it a bit more, and then I'm going to drag it down here. Alright, so I feel like this is great. This is great, right? Let's increase it more. Alright, so you can see reverse and then align with layer. These are selected. That's good. Click on OK. Now what we are going to do is we're going to duplicate it by clicking on Ctrl J, and then I'm going to hold my Shift key and drag it down. Then I'm going to pick imperturbation. Okay, and then I'll paste it there. Good. Now Ctrl T, I want it to be in the middle as usual. You all know how we do it. It has to be in the middle. Okay, I'm going here, and then I'll double click on it, and then I'll make sure I take align with layer, take it off. Oh great, and then make it small. Then I'm going to drag it up. If you make it much more smaller. Alright, make it much more smaller. Good. Do something like that. I'm going to click on OK. So this is great so far as well, and then I'm going to my files. I'm going to bring this one, I'm going to resize it. All right, right click it and then flip it horizontal, something like this. Good. I'm going to drag the hour a bit towards the side. Good. Alright, so I feel like this is enough. I'm going to type over here, and I'm going to type off, but I'm going to use Montserrat for it. Okay. The Montserrat I am going to use, let's say, well, semi-bold will do. Let's make it color white, and then let's drag it. Click on your move tool and then drag it somewhere here. Okay, you also want it to be on top of this so that you'll be able to track it. Ctrl T. Okay, so there's it. Let's drag it here. I'm also going to exactly, because it needs to show that it's really tilting with So that's it. Now also I don't want this to be color red. I want to bring some variety of colors in there, so I'm going to give it a hue and saturation. Then I'm going to clip it to it. I'm just going to move these two sliders. Okay, so with the hue I'm going to drag it all the way here, so something like this is better. Then the saturation I'm going to give it something like this, also better. Okay, so now we are done with these. I'm going to put it in a group. We're going to call this let's say theme, right? Cool. So we are done with the theme. Also we want to bring in our logo. I'm going to drag our logo in there now. Push it up. Nice. And then I'll type the present. I'll go here, make it very small, maybe font 6 will do. Also make it maybe 800. Here we'll do, make it very bold, you know, somewhere like that. Ctrl T, and then make sure it is middle aligned. Nice. Okay, now I'm also going to make sure my logo is middle aligned. Good. So I'm going to put this in a group, and then I'm going to call it logo. We are done with our logo. We also want to start carving the background, but before we deal with the background we need to bring in our image. Okay, because we want to know how the layout is going to be, so I'm going to put somewhere here. All right, I'll make it a smart object. Then I want to make it a little bit crispy, so I'll go to filter, I'll go to camera raw filter. Okay, I want to enhance the image a little bit. I'll go to basics, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play with these sliders, guys. I feel like this is great, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on OK. Alright, so I feel like this is better. I'm going to put it also in a group. I'll call it image. Now we can start bringing in the background, or we can start creating the background. Now the purpose of the background is to make everything stand out. The background doesn't have to take the attention from the image, guys. So what we are going to do first is I'm going to drag this one in there. Now there are many things you can add to the background. I'm just going to keep it minimal, okay, for now. Okay, but if you still want to throw in stuff, guys, feel free to do that. Okay, so now this is the first one that we are doing, but that is not all. We are also going to bring in the next one, which is this. I'm going to drag it all the way in there, then I'll release it like this. I'm going to drag it up because I want these two pillars to show there. Okay, so I'm going to drag it up like that. Good. Then I'm going to the blending modes. I'm going to set it to soft light, so guys, you can see it's showing in there nicely. That is what we are going to do. The next one is we are going to bring in this, and this is going to just change the upwards color a little bit. I'm going to just resize it like that. Good. All right, and then maybe bring it up here like this. Good. All right, so now once I set it to color dodge, it's going to change the whole thing. Okay, so color dodge. But then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to give it a mask, and then I'm going to mask, set it here to black. Okay, click on the mask. I'm going to mask all those sides. Okay, so let's see. Let's also mask this one as well. Blend it in there nicely. Good. Then let's bring this one. All right, so as you can see, it's kind of glowing in there. I like it like that. All right, then what we are also going to do is we are going to bring in this one. I'm going to drag it in here, and then I will drag this side here. Okay, good. And then I'll go to filter, I'll go to blur, I'll go to motion blur, and then motion blur, I'm going to set the angle here to 31, and then I'll set a distance to 17. Great. Then I'll duplicate it, Control T to transform it. Alright, so something like this, but I'm going to change the settings a little bit. Go to there, and then we are going to use the angle here is going to be -52. Good. And then the distance here is going to be 96. Okay, so you can see how intense it is. We're going to leave it like this, and then let's put everything in a group. Let's call it BG. I feel like we are almost done with the BG, but I also want to type here FAITH, which is faith. I'm using Montserrat, and then I'm also going to make sure I'm using Montserrat bold, but I'm going to set this to 0. Nice. And then let's increase the size. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to set it to color white, and then I'm going to set the opacity to 30. Control T like that, and then right click it and then rotate it counterclockwise. Then I'm going to bring it under here, somewhere here. Will do. So that is it. Also, let's drag it into the background. Now guys, we are done with the background. Now we also want to start with the few details here. Right there, I'm going to bring in the name. I'm going to set it to color black, make it a little bigger, and then make it italics. Click on your move tool, let's drag it somewhere here. Now duplicate it, let's type width. We are going to use Rosalinda Aliamo regular for that. We're going to set it to color red. I'm going to pick this color C7006E. Alright, so that is it, and then let's increase the size of it. Let's call it name, and then let's drag it in a bit. So we are done with the name. Now let's also bring in the time and other details. For the time, I'm going to set the size over here to 21. Okay, and I also want it to, let me take the italic off. I also want it to be very bold, so I'm going to use extra bold. Nice. And then let's drag it somewhere here. Now we can always reposition it if we want to. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to pick in the same color I used for this, which is C706E, right? And then I'll click on OK. Then I'm coming to pick this to re-emphasize the time, and then I'm going to drag it in there like that. Just to re-emphasize the time, and put it in a group again, call it time. Alright, so with this, let's drag it on top. More is to come. Let's type there, and then let's pick Saturday, and then let's paste it there. Now with this, let's see how we're going to do this one. I'm going to this side. I'm going to set it to middle aligned. Alright, and then I'm going to drag it towards there. Control H, control this. Okay, so let's just say I'm going to drag this in the middle here like this. Interesting. And we are going to set the size. Let's click over here on the character. Let's set the size to something small, something like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this. I'm going to make it black, and then I'm also going to select it again, and then I'm going to make it medium. Good. And then I'm going to select this side. I'm going to make it bold. Okay, then I think I'll leave it at the same color, or if you maybe make it orangey. So that's going to be DE1C18. this better. Then I'm going to also type in the rest of the details. Guys, remember we are still using Montserrat for that. Alright, control, then let's put it in the middle. I'm going to pick that and I'm going to draw a rectangle around it. Rectangle, something like this. Good, and I'm going to drag it underneath it. Rectangle also should be centered. Guys, you see I'm doing it. It should be centered. Good, and then I'll drag it underneath Telegram. I'll click on this and then make it color white. And then this, I'm going to double click it and then give it a yellowish color, which is going to be BA7200. And I'll also create a new layer and then clip it to it, and then I'll hold Alt. I'll click on my brush, hold Alt and pick this color. Then I'll come to this side and pick the colors here. Nice. Make sure my caps lock is off, reduce the font size, and then guys, let's just hit there like that. Let's go and let's set it to linear dodge. Alright, so that is going to be our glow in there nicely. Alright, so that is it. I'm going to put it in the group and then I'm going to call it Telegram. Then I'll duplicate that and bring it down, and then I'm going to call this podcast. Let's open it and then let's change some few details. Let's change this to Sundays on. Good, and then let's change this to Podbean. Okay, so now that we have it like this, we can easily go and then bring in their logos or their icons. Okay, I'm going to bring this for Podbean and then I'll just put it here. Then I'm going to just rotate it just to make it quite dynamic. Drag it here a bit more. Then I'll go and pick Telegram as well, drag it in there. Okay, now with the Podbean, we also want to change the color of the Podbean, so I'm going to double click this and then I'm going to use the green we find over here. Awesome. Then I'm going to delete this and then I'm going to create a new mask, or sorry, a new layer, clip it to it, and then pick the color here, and then maybe make sure my caps lock is off, paint it there, and then set it to linear dodge as usual. Okay, then let's brush there, or we can even go and then go a little bit higher, right, and then just like that. So that is it. Let's call this icons. Put in the group, let's call it icons. Awesome. Then now we can create something like that, and then you're going to drag it underneath everything, including the time, and then let's make it color white. Also, you want to reduce the opacity. To around 50%. Great. Then let's duplicate it and then let's resize it more. And that is basically it. Okay, we also want to put it in the group and then we'll call it shapes. Great, so we are done with the shapes, we're done with the icons. We want to begin to glow the entire image. And what do I mean by glowing the entire image? What we want to begin to do is creating a new layer. Come here, pick the colors here. Nice, make sure your caps lock is off, and then let's begin. Let's click over here. Let's go set it to linear dodge. Nice. Okay, we might even move it a little bit. Nice. Then duplicate it and then push it somewhere here. Great. Duplicate it and then bring it somewhere here, but then we want to decrease the opacity a bit. Great. Then duplicate it and then we also want to bring it somewhere here. We want to give it full opacity this time. You see the difference? But then you want to give it a mask and then you want to clean certain parts of it. Alright, so that is it. Let's put it in a group and then let's call it glow. Also, we want to bring in some overlays just to make the text or the theme more interesting, and for that we are going to use this. Let's use this. Alright, let's drag this all the way in the overlay. We might use 2 overlays if we want to. Okay, let's see. Great, let's drag it here like that, and then let's go and then let's set it to soft light. Let's see. It's not doing the trick. Let's use color dodge. Yeah, color dodge is doing the trick. Okay, also you want to go in there and then we want to bring in this. Now this is going to make it epic. This is going to boost all the colors up. It's going to bring in more yellowish color. Let's go, let's set it to soft light. Okay, now this, you can see that the edges over here, that is not good. That is not good. So what we can do is that we can give it a mask, choose a soft round brush and then clean the edges. Alright, just clean the edges nicely like that. We're going to put it in a group. We're going to call it overlays. So we also want to bring in, what can we do to make it more interesting? That's what I'm thinking about right now. Okay, I feel like the background is quite dull a little bit. Okay, so I want to add some few overlays to the background still. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here and then drag them there. I'm going to drag this. Okay, I'll drag it in there, bring it somewhere here, and then push it somewhere there. Maybe even increase it a little bit more to push it somewhere there. Okay, then I'll go and then I'm going to set it to soft light. Let's see. Great, so soft light is good, and then I'll go again and then let's see what we can bring. Let's bring what else. Let's bring this one in there, somewhere there, increase it and then drag it somewhere there. Okay, nice. Now what I can do also is go there and set it to soft light. Awesome. Okay, now with this I'm going to give it a mask and then I'm going to carefully mask the edges so that it blends nicely. With this also I'm going to give it a mask and then mask the edges so that it blends carefully. Even clean this side so that it's untraceable. Clean that side as well. Okay, so we can see there are some stuffs in the background. That is good. We're also going to add more to it. I might bring this one somewhere here. Okay, I might just what's it called, flip horizontal, drag it somewhere like this. They also set it to soft light. Okay, and then click on your move to do something like this. I'll give it a mask, pick my soft brown brush and then just mask the edges so that it blends in there nicely. Put it in the group and call it overlay photos, and then we are done. Now you want to merge everything together. Control Alt Shift and then E, right click it and then convert it to smart object, and then I want you to head to filter and then let's select camera raw filter. We want to add some final touches to it. Okay, so now with that done, we want to go to the basics and then we want to start tweaking some few stuff over here. So I'm going to start with the temperature. I'm done with that. I'll go to the details section. Then I'll close it. Now I also want to head towards the color mixer. See, yep. I'll go and select HSL, and then I'm going to play with the rest. We are done with that. Let's go to effect, and then the green, let's give it 35, and then the vignette, let's give it -7. Okay, and then let's click on OK. So this is how you create something like this. Now guys, if you love this video, hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel. Also, if you want the PSD file of this particular file, guys, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Check it and then get it. Okay, and also the resource files are going to be in the description. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.